Of course, the champion, and Bernard Clark, the challenger. He comes in ranked number 9 out of Chicago. I'm a little at awe to try to describe those pants that Alexio is wearing tonight, but nonetheless, you take your best shot. Gold with the black squirrely marks down the side. I don't know how to describe those. Black on the other side for Bernard Clark.
I think Alexio really is a kind of conservative dresser. A little understated. I like that.
Well, this crowd, there won't be many friendly faces in the crowd for Bernard Clark. He's got to earn the respect of this crowd tonight with their favorite son, Dennis Alexio, defending his title in Sacramento.
Bernard Clark starting out, coming across with the left hand. He's dropping those hands, though. He can't do that against someone like Dennis Alexio. Alexio is a guy that picks up mistakes in a real hurry. He'll pick up on any of those mistakes that Clark might make him pay for them.
There is some tremendous power in both of those round kicks by both Alexio and certainly by Clark as well. They are not the best of the kickers in the sport, but certainly they do send some powerful shots.
Everything they throw has hit on it, I'll tell you. There's nothing in there that's going to be flaky.
Alexio trying to wade in. Alexio also is a professional boxer, so he does know how to use his fists. And he goes right at Bernard Clark, and this crowd wants an early finish.
If they stand toe-to-toe like that, it will be an early finish for somebody.
Neither fighter really has that much of an advantage in height, as Alexio's 5'11", Clark at 6 feet, again both at 179.
Alexio does a good job of just sliding out of the range of Bernard Clark. Rather than taking those shots on his arms, he's good about sliding just out of range and then countering effectively.
John, his kicks are very much different from what we saw from Terry Norblum, who used his kicks greatly as a defensive weapon. Alexio definitely an offensive kicker here.
Oh, absolutely. He leads with a lot of his kicks and then follows up with his hands. But he doesn't have to fight defensively very much because he's always the guy on the come.
You see the closing seconds of round number 1. Crowd into it here at Fabled O Memorial Auditorium in Sacramento, the California capital. And there's the bell to end round 1 as the fighters will retreat and get their instructions from their respective camps. Tony Lopez worked in the champions camp tonight as Clark comes right out with some kicks, 3 in a row to back up Alexio. This crowd, a great number of them coming from Alexio's hometown of Vacaville, was delayed for almost an hour and a half today with a logging accident. One of the trucks losing its load. And the only road coming from Vacaville into Sacramento is that road.
They managed to get her anyhow. I think they'd have come if they had to come from 100 miles away for this fight.
Clark acknowledged a good right hand from Alexio, but kind of shook it off. Clark looks very aggressive, and he's followed the advice of Congini so far as he's come right at Alexio here in round 2. For those that might have watched the Salazar fight, it was a big spinning round fist. That one right there that Alexio stunned Salazar and pretty much got it in his camp. Look at the uppercuts by Alexio. Neutral corner, a standing 8 count.
Alexio really ripped the head of Bernard Clark with that uppercut. Just popped his head up, followed with a good combination. Bernard Clark looks like he's mad about that, though. He doesn't look hurt, he looks mad.
Clark comes in, he's bleeding at the nose now. Good front kick, another right hand by Alexio. Clark is definitely stunned somewhat here in round 2. And Alexio goes back to work. Alexio scoring with a fist and now the feet, even though Clark tries to defensively keep him off of him. Both fighters have thrown a dozen kicks in the round. What a great second round. Has almost everybody in this arena on their feet.
Here we see a good right hand there by Dennis Alexio that just popped Bernard Clark's head back. After that, really, Clark was able to hit with nothing. Alexio didn't hit with much else after that, little flaky. There's the hard right hand that popped up Bernard Clark's head.
Well, round 3 is here of a scheduled 12-round World Championship fight in the light heavyweight division. Alexio in the gold on the right, Bernard Clark in the black on the left, as they fight in round 3, and Clark who was stunned in round 2 with a standing 8 count. Comes out, but Alexio counters him. Good spinning kick there again by Alexio. John, so far through the first few rounds, how have you seen it in rounds 1 and 2?
Well, I've got Dennis Alexio soundly ahead right now. 2017, he's picking up the pace.
He's trying to end it here in the 3rd.
Oh, this is the Dennis Alexio that we've all seen in all of his 19 fights. He just keeps coming, never lets off the pressure. He breaks your heart.
Alexio 19-1 with 17 knockouts. Bernard Clark 28-9 with 11 knockouts. Oh, Alexio missing that spinning kick and going down. And referee Truman Irving from Toledo, Ohio, working the fight here tonight in the World Championship.
Well, Clark really is not a good inside fighter. Anytime he gets inside, he's losing the battle. Clark really needs to hit and move. If he's going to stay in this zone, he needs to hit and move.
That spinning back fist could have ended it all. Just missed on Clark, though. What a weapon by Alexio, and there it was. Clark answers with a big right. Alexio counters it with a left-right combination.
Alexio is making one dangerous move. When he bends forward like that, he's bending into Clark's leg. He could duck into a knee. That would be a bad, bad mistake.
John, you indicated at the top of the fight, Clark is not going to win a decision here. If he's going to win, he's got to knock the champion out. And right now, the champion is not letting getting that many shots on him as we near the end of round 3.
And they're fighting 3 rounds, but Bernard Clark looks like he's already gone through about 10 rounds. He's taken a lot of heavy shots early in this fight.
The bell ends with Alexio planting another right on Clark's face just for good measure.
See, a good jump back kick that kind of grazed Bernard Clark there. It's a good thing that didn't hit dead solid because that would have doubled him over. Alexio, again, keeping good eye on the contact, watching all the time. He doesn't miss. He's not missing many shots. Now, as the fight draws on, he's becoming more and more on target.
Alexio also in that round got 14 kicks in, so he was kicking well along with, as we see, punching here in the 3rd round.
No apparent weaknesses.
That spinning back fist, that had a lot of power on it. Clark took a heck of a punch right there.
He kind of caught that one on his neck as well, and I think that probably kept it. If he'd been on the chin, he'd have been in more trouble. Here we go, round 4.
They're scheduled for 12 in this championship fight from Sacramento. Our season premiere of the Kick of the 80s PKA Karate tonight. Sam Smith and John Worley, delighted you could join us from Sacramento. The champion Alexio has come out kicking and punching, looking for his 2nd straight defense of his title that he won here in Sacramento last September.
Clark is doing a pretty good job now. He's actually staying back and doing better at arm's length than he is when he gets here. This is where he does not need to be. Alexio is too strong inside, too effective inside. Clark needs to keep that ring behind him.
Clark getting a good right hand as he shuffled away from Alexio.
Clark, not known for a right hook, has landed 3 or 4 fairly effective right hooks in this round.
Alexio being encouraged by his corner to throw that spinning back fist. They think it could put Clark away any moment now.
Clark can't stay in there and take that kind of pounding. He is not strong enough for Dennis Alexio to stand there and pound on.
Truman Irving, the referee, right on top of it. He's going to stop the fight, and I think it's either a standing 8 count. It is. I thought he might stop the fight. It does. It's over. Alexio defends his title for the 2nd time.
Well, the Terminator, Dennis Alexio, terminates another opponent and successfully defends his title.